I am going to keep it short and sweet because as you guys can see, we have quite a few boxes to get through behind me, and these are not even all the things I want to share with you today. I have more boxes and pieces on the floor, but I'm really excited to finally share these pieces with you guys because I definitely did not buy all this at once. I have been collecting these things for the past few weeks, and I've been meaning to do one of these videos, but long story short, the life got in the way. So I'm excited to be back chatting to you guys, and I should really just get to the point. If you'd like to unbox with me my latest acquisitions from brands like Hermes, Dior, and believe it or not, even Chanel, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and keep on watching. Why don't we start with some of the pieces that I actually bought in Copenhagen, which if you didn't realize, I just came back from Copenhagen maybe a week ago. I do have an entire playlist with my Copenhagen travel and shopping vlogs, which if you would like to check out, those will also be in the info box alongside with all the pieces that I share with you, because I did want to share with you some of the pieces that I just picked up spontaneously, some of my smaller purchases, which I know some of you enjoy, but I just run through these really quick because I know most of you don't come here for my more random purchases. But if you are interested, everything will be linked down below for you, so you can just click on the link and do a little bit more digging on your own. But I definitely love all of these pieces that I picked up. Actually, most of these were a repurchase, I would say. So first, let's start with the pieces that I picked up from Sephora, which I didn't even realize there was a Sephora in Copenhagen. We just had to park somewhere, and where we had to park, there was a Sephora right there. So I thought I would stop by really quick and stock up on some of the pieces that I have not had in my beauty arsenal in a little while. One of which was a great moisturizer, which I have used before. I actually used this, I think when it first launched, I bought it immediately because it sounded like something that was right up my alley, and I remember really enjoying it, but for some reason I never repurchased it. But now that I have it again, I'm falling back in love with it, which is this moisturizer from the company or the brand Youth to the People, and it's their Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream, which if you have been with me for a while, you'll know that I have extremely dry and sensitive skin, which I do have an entire dedicated video on my full-on skincare routine. So if you'd like to see what I use, how I use my skincare products, what ingredients I swear by, those, I mean, basically the info box is always just a library for you. So if there's anything that I mention in these videos, if you open up the info box, you should be able to get more information. But getting back to the products that I actually bought, one of the things that I bought was this moisturizer, which if you have dry, reactive, sensitive skin, you will really enjoy. But of course, you can use it even if you don't have reactive skin. If you just have more dry skin, or if you get a little bit more dry in the full winter with the heating on, this is something that I think you will very much enjoy. It's fragrance free. There isn't anything in here that should irritate your skin, and it's just incredibly soothing and comforting for the skin. But it's not nearly as rich as some of the previous moisturizers that I shared with you. So I think you could even use this if you have normal skin. You don't necessarily have to have dry skin to be able to enjoy it. But if you feel like your skin is compromised in any shape or form, if you feel like your skin just needs a hug, this I think you will really like. And I love the texture as well. It's really light but surprisingly hydrating. So this is something that I'm really happy to have, especially now with the heating on, the air getting a little bit more dry. This is something that I love layering on in the morning underneath my sunscreen, and then at night this is something that I will use alongside with something that I bought from Drunk Elephant that I forgot to pull out, but it is their hydrating mask. I put in a picture here just so you guys can see what it is. I think it is called the F-Bomb, maybe. I think it has something to do with water. It's basically a really thick hydrating gel that you can use on its own as a mask for 10 to 15 minutes, which is not how I use it. The way I put that mask on is that I do my entire nightly skincare routine, and then at the end I just apply a really thin layer of the F-Bomb, and it basically just helps to seal everything in and add just a boost of hydration. I feel like I'm running out of breath. There is just so much that I want to share with you that I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm going to slow down and let me share this with you, which I know isn't the sexiest product to talk about, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway because I bought it and maybe it will help someone else out, which is one of my favorite deodorants. It is the Drunk Elephant Sweet Pity Deodorant Cream, which, I mean, what can I say about a deodorant? It works, it smells great, it doesn't actually have any fragrance in there, it just smells like almonds, which, is it weird that I'm smelling my deodorant on camera? Kind of. Never thought it would ever come to this, but it did. So it just smells like almonds. I think one of the main ingredients in here is almond oil, which is kind of an interesting ingredient to have in your deodorant. But if you love natural deodorants, if you choose to use them for one reason or another, this I find works really well, which I cannot say about all natural deodorants out there. And another thing that I love about this is that it is on the natural side, but it doesn't leave a weird film on your darker clothes, which I think a lot of natural deodorants do. So it works, it smells good, and it's not going to ruin any one of your t-shirts or shirts that are a little bit darker. And it isn't ridiculously expensive either, considering that it's Drunk Elephant. It's full of incredible ingredients. I think it has some exfoliating acids, it has some ingredients to soothe your areas that you apply this to. I think it is really reasonably priced. So if you're looking for a natural deodorant, I actually would highly suggest this because it is a really, really nice one. And I'm trying to think what else I bought from Sephora. Surprisingly, I don't think I bought a lip balm this time. I remember looking at the Drunk Elephant lip balm, which I had in the past and I really liked, but I don't think I bought one. I didn't pull out anything else, so I think I bought a little travel size version of the cleanser from this brand, which I put in a picture of here as well. It's a nice cleanser. Would I spend the money on it in a full size? Probably not, but I did want to get a little travel size cleanser that I can use and refill. And I remember the cleanser came in a glass jar, so I thought it would be really easy to refill, but I personally prefer my CeraVe cleanser, which it just works. It just does the trick for a fraction of the price. But I do think that I bought a little cleanser of this as well, which I would recommend. It's a nice cleanser, but nothing to go crazy about. But these two, I would highly suggest that you add to your Sephora cart whenever you are at Sephora now. This is something that I didn't actually buy in Copenhagen. I had already had this, but being there and going to Acne Studios actually inspired me to pull this out again, which is my beloved Acne Studios scarf. This is a scarf that I've had for a few years now, and it's just a great scarf. I think I talked about these in my Copenhagen vlog. If you're looking for a more reasonably priced, really warm designer scarf, these I would highly recommend that you check out. It comes in a huge range of different colors, and surprisingly the colors aren't, you know, not just your typical primary colors or your typical scarf colors. They come in a beautiful range of different shades, from different neutrals to different shades of brown and ivory, all the way to some more poppy colors, which I think these would make an amazing gift that don't break the bank. They are really, really warm. The branding is really subtle on them, which is of course very much sort of Acne Studios aesthetic. So these are, I think, just great scarves, and what I love about them the most, other than the fact that they won't break the bank, is that they're really, really long, but they're not overwhelming. So this is not a shawl or a blanket that you just won't be able to stop wrapping. These are the perfect size if you want to style a scarf in different ways. I think this is a great investment to make because you can style this in a ton of different ways, but it will never drown you in fabric. So these I would definitely recommend. I talked about these in my Copenhagen vlog, so I thought I would share them with you here. I have the gray one here, and let me just show you how long it is. It's not crazy long, but it is a pretty good length, especially compared to some of the scarves that you would buy from Hermes or from other brands that tend to be a little bit shorter. This, I think, is the perfect length that you can wrap around a couple of times, or obviously you can just have it hanging down here. One thing that I would say about these is that they're not the softest. They do come in cashmere too, but the ones that you'll most often find is just going to be made of 100% wool, which if you're sensitive to wool, you can pick it up in cashmere, but if you're not, and you're just looking for a great layering piece, these you just simply cannot go wrong with. Speaking of shopping my own collection, I do have some new things here which I wasn't going to share with you, but since we're already here and I have them sitting here, I might as well just show you a few things that I actually bought in the Black Friday sale, which I did not go crazy this time. As I told you, I am trying to become a more conscious consumer this year, and I think I am, well, I can say that I'm pretty successful at it considering that I'm just doing an unboxing for you, quite a big unboxing. But I would say that all of these pieces fill a gap in my collection. These are all things that I feel like I wanted. I can't say that I need it because obviously I don't need any of these things, but I am working on it. So I did not go crazy this Black Friday. I bought these things and then I bought a couple of pieces from the row. That was it, which are not here yet. But there is a raw unboxing coming your way really soon, because some of the pieces that I bought before Black Friday are here actually. So that video is also coming your way. I just have so much to share with you guys. Obviously, I was planning on doing 3 videos a week during November, and then life got in the way, but I promise you that I'll try to do 3 videos a week in December. I don't want to make any empty promises, but I promise you that I will try my best, because at this point I have no idea what you've seen, what you haven't seen, what I told you I was keeping, what I told you I was sending back. But all of these things that I have shared with you so far, obviously I am keeping. A couple of things that went back are the Bottega bag and then also the rope belt. I remember returning those, and then I also had to return my Hermes fresh boots because they were the wrong size, so I'm still on the hunt for a size smaller in those, but never all caught up. Now you know exactly what had to go back. Everything else I kept, so I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent, but I have so much to share with you. But I feel like I haven't sat here and filmed a video like this, and I just miss catching up with you guys. So please let me know in the comment section how you guys are doing. How's your holiday shopping coming along? Are you done with your holiday shopping? Is there anything left that you're still on the hunt for? Please let me know in the comment section, because I am genuinely interested. But anyway, getting back to my Black Friday little shopping spree online, I did buy, which I told you I was going to, a few more things from Skims. If you watched, I think I talked about these in my London unboxing. I did find, or I should say I discovered Skims in London, and then I ended up buying a couple of things once I got home, and I was blown away by some of the t-shirts that I bought. So I knew that they had their Black Friday sale coming up, and I wanted to buy a couple more of their boyfriend t-shirts, which if you want to hear my full deep dive thoughts on, I'll make sure to have my London unboxing link down below for you. So I did buy one more of those. So I wanted to pick up a few more colors, but this is the only one that I think they had in my size left. I mean, the sale sold out within minutes. Other than this next piece that I'll show you, which they do still have in stock on sale, I believe, if the sale is still going on. If you're interested, maybe check out my info box. I will try to link it for you if it's still on sale, because the sale was actually pretty good. So I ended up buying one more of their boyfriend t-shirts in the long sleeve in this color, which they call Oxide, and I have been really impressed with these t-shirts. They are super comfortable, super stretchy, and honestly quite flattering. The word that I couldn't think of in my original review is jersey. These are jersey material, because they are really stretchy, super soft, and they are a little bit fitted. Like, they're not fitted in a way that they would be body hugging, but there is a nice shape to them. Like, they form and mold to your shape, which I appreciate about these t-shirts. So I ended up getting another one in this color, which I think was maybe 30% off. And as I said, this is the color Oxide, which is just kind of a rusty brownish tone. The black that I have, Oxide, wasn't on sale, but I think they should have those in stock still, because they did not go on sale. But even at full price, they're not going to break the bank, and I do think that they are worth the money, because they are, as I said, really nicely made. And then one more thing that I bought, which I bought 2 of. I have already worn the other piece, so I just put in a picture here. But I did also buy a couple of their tanks, which I'm usually not a tank kind of a guy, but I thought that these t-shirts, because of the fabric, would be perfect for going to the gym and working out. But I don't like wearing long sleeve t-shirts to the gym, because I just feel like constantly pulling up the sleeves becomes really annoying after a while. And then the short sleeve version of their t-shirt, I just don't think is the most flattering based on the pictures. The sleeve length and the way it cuts you off, I just didn't love. So I ended up buying the tank version, which I really liked. It's just as soft as all of these, and I think those should still be in stock. So if you're a fan of tanks, more oversized tanks, that is definitely something that I would add onto your radar. If you're looking for the perfect workout tee, that might be something that you want to quickly pick up. Okay, I think we're making progress, because I'm starting to see the floor around me, so that is a good sign. And let me show you this, which isn't a brand new purchase, but as I said, I have been collecting these things for a little while, which I did buy this from Dior a little while ago, and you won't be surprised to see what's in here because I do actually own these in another colorway, which I wore, I would say, almost all summer, which is a new pair of trainers. I have worn these, full transparency, and I love them as much as I thought I would, which isn't surprising, but I did buy a new colorway of my Dior B30 sneakers, which you may remember I bought in like a nudie taupey colorway at the beginning of the summer. And what I love about these is that, first of all, they are unbelievably comfortable. They are a little bit chunkier, but for some reason they don't make your feet look gigantic, but they're definitely on the chunky side, but they're comfortable, and they are the perfect shoes for dog walking because you can just slip your feet into them and you don't actually have to tie the laces because there's an elastic band inside that will hold onto them really well, and you don't feel like you're constantly stepping out of them. They're just a great pair of shoes. So if you want to lean into this ugly grandpa shoe trend, I think these would be the perfect piece to do it with if you're looking for a more casual pair of sneakers. But I do think you could dress these up too because I have seen Dior style these with a full-on suit. I have not done that, but I definitely think you could. But these are just a great pair of casual sneakers that you can throw on with pretty much anything and everything. And now that I have them in all black, I think these are going to be even easier to style with a more formal look, but they're identical to the taupey pair that I have. So if you heard my review of the taupey ones, I can say the exact same thing about these, except the fact that these are old black and they definitely have a sort of 90s feel to them, but they're super comfortable. They go with anything and everything, and I love the fact that you don't have to tie your laces. You can just slip your feet in and the elastic band will hold on to you just fine. So as you saw in my Copenhagen vlogs, I also went to Chanel, which I have not been to Chanel in a little while, and honestly, there's just no reason for me to go because there are very few things at Chanel that I would spend the money on at this point. I did look at a couple pieces of ready-to-wear, but their prices at this point are just so outrageous that I couldn't justify buying anything from them. Not for the quality and not for the actual designs. I mean, it just feels like that the more Chanel logos a piece has, the more expensive and the more popular they'll become, which is just simply not my aesthetic. I'd rather buy pieces and put my money into pieces that are understated and that are timeless. Not necessarily things that scream and shout the brand name, but I did buy two pieces. One of them was a gift, which I have already gifted, but I did film a little unboxing for you guys. So if you'd like to see what I picked up, here it is. I did buy a pair of Chanel earrings as a gift, which you guys know my thoughts on fashion jewelry. I'm usually not the biggest fan because I just feel like I would much rather save my money and put it towards an actual piece of jewelry that I know will last a lifetime. And when it comes to fashion jewelry, more often than not, that just simply isn't the case. But this particular person that I bought these earrings for, I know loves Chanel, and I definitely wanted to buy her something that was Chanel, but it wasn't your typical Chanel double C earrings because I just feel like the bigger the Chanel logo, I'm just going to say it, the tackier the piece looks, which these definitely had the double C on them. I mean, it's almost impossible to find anything at this point that doesn't have the Chanel logo on them. But I feel like they were a statement earring without the double C being at the focal point of the piece. So I bought these, which I believe are from the pre-fall 2022 collection, that have a double C on them, and then it has a little charm with a Parisian street sign on it, and of course the address of the first Chanel boutique, which I thought was just adorable, and it really suited the person that I bought them for. And I'll definitely do a little size reference for you guys because it is a statement earring, but they are not overwhelming. So if you can get your hands on these, I would recommend them. The reason I picked these over everything else is because they had this sort of vintagey feel to them because of the aged gold. The Parisian sign I also thought had a vintage flair to it. I thought these were the perfect buy, but they were not nearly as heavy as a vintage pair of Chanel earrings because I've heard from some of my friends who are big on vintage Chanel that some of their earrings can be quite weighty. These were not heavy by any means, which is usually not the greatest sign when you're buying jewelry, but I guess when it comes to earrings, it isn't the worst thing for them to be lightweight, and these were definitely super light, and they were a statement piece without being overdone. So if you can still get your hands on these, I tried to find a receipt, but I have no idea where I put it, so I'll try to link it down below for you. If I can find it on any one of the pre-loved sites, I will make sure to link it just so you can do a little bit more research on them. But if I'm not mistaken, these were from the pre-fall 2022 actual runway show, and these I would highly suggest if you're into your Chanel earrings. We still have one more piece to unbox from Chanel, but since I already had this box in front of it, I thought we could do this one next, which is from Celine. And if you've watched my Copenhagen vlogs, you'll already know what's in here. Even though this is not something that I actually bought in Copenhagen, it is something that I have been looking for the past year, and I ended up getting them from an amazing multi-brand store actually in Rotterdam. So if you are looking for any luxury pieces, things like Bottega, YSL, I think they also carry Gucci. I'll make sure to have their Instagram link down below because I don't believe that they sell online, but if you find anything on their Instagram that piques your interest, I'm sure you can DM them. And I was able to get these from them, which is something from Celine. I actually just picked these up yesterday, so the day before I'm filming this, and I have not had a chance to pull them out yet. So we're definitely doing this unboxing for the first time together. So of course they came in the Celine packaging, which I don't think I have ever bought a pair of Celine shoes since their new creative director Heidi took over. Obviously I was a big fan of Celine shoes before, not very much these days, but these shoes I've had on my radar for a little while, but they were almost impossible to hunt down in my size, so I'm really excited to finally have them in my collection. So they came in this little dust bag, and as you probably expected, I did end up buying these Celine sneakers, which are super simple, just classic white, more sporty sneakers, which I have no doubt I'll get my money's worth out of, because I mean, when am I not wearing white sneakers? Those are definitely my most worn sneakers, which is exactly why I needed a fresh pair. I tend to go through these kind of sneakers quite fast, and I'm so excited to finally have this in my collection because it's quite different from all the other pairs that I own. So as you guys know, I always, not always, but most of the time, I'm either in a pair of Avanta sneakers or one of my Chanel sneakers. So I am really excited to finally add a brand new design to my collection, especially one that is supposed to be as comfortable as these. Anytime I talk to someone who has these shoes, the first thing that they always say is how comfortable these are. I think we're going to end this part of the unboxing on these shoes, and then I'll come back to you with part 2 of this unboxing, just because we still have quite a few things left from Hermes, and I don't want to basically force you to be here with me all afternoon. So let me show you these Chanel sneakers, which I just already told you that I bought another pair of Chanel sneakers, which probably wasn't shocking if you've been with me for a while, because you know that the one thing that I don't see myself ever not buying from Chanel is their sneakers. Did that sentence make sense? The one thing that I wouldn't stop buying from Chanel is their sneakers, no matter how many price increases they go through, no matter how questionable some of their designs become. As long as they continue making these sneakers, I'll have to keep buying them because they're so comfortable, so flattering, and they pretty much go with everything. So I'll definitely show these to you, and then I think I'm going to come back. Well, I think I'm going to finish filming this, but I might have to split it into 2 parts so you're not stuck here with me for a full an hour. But anyway, let's get into these shoes, and then after this you're going to see all the Hermes pieces that I picked up in part 2 of this unboxing. But without further ado, let's go look at these shoes, which you might have already caught a little glimpse of in my Copenhagen vlogs, because I couldn't help myself. After buying these, I did immediately have to put these on, just because I think I only took a couple pairs of shoes to Copenhagen, most of which were white sneakers, and I definitely need to refresh all of my white sneakers because they have definitely seen some better days. Now, they didn't have my white Chanel sneakers in stock because I definitely would have bought another pair of those, but they actually had the same bowling sneakers, at least that's what I call them, in black, which is one of the only colorway that I don't have in my collection yet. I have them in white, leather, which are identical to these, so these are black leather with a white sole. I have them in white canvas, I have them in boucle, I have them in suede, and I think the only pair that I don't have is the gray suede version. Other than that, I have all of them. Other than, I think there was also like an ivory colorway at one point, which is also something that I am missing, and I don't really feel like I'm missing out on anything by not having those, especially now that I have the black version. My collection is almost complete. I do wish that Chanel was a little bit more creative when it comes to naming their sneakers, because it's so hard going into a Chanel boutique asking for a pair of sneakers, because they have quite a few different styles of sneakers at this point, but they're all just called a sneaker. So I tend to call these the bowling sneakers, which is just my sort of naming. That's just what these shoes remind me of, but they're so insanely comfortable. They're really, really flattering, and they're definitely more on the formal side. I feel like these, compared to the Celine ones, the Dior ones, which can go either way, these are definitely a little bit more formal. So if you love the comfort of sneakers, but you have a little bit more, perhaps if you work in a more formal setting, or if you tend to wear more tailoring pieces, these I would definitely look into, because I have never seen an outfit that these would not go with perfectly. So I love these sneakers. I will not stop buying these anytime soon, given that they don't change the design, they don't change the comfort and anything like that, but I really do like these, and I could not be happier to finally have these in my collection now in black. Okay, my friends, I think I'm going to leave you with this for today, and don't forget to come back on Thursday when I will be uploading part 2 of this unboxing, sharing all the pieces that I bought from Hermes. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below, and please let me know what was your last luxury purchase, or what's going to be your next. I cannot wait to hear from you, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you back here with a new video really, really soon.